All right, hey guys, Graham McInnis here with McInnis Realty Group, and this is my market update for what's happening in the Calgary real estate market in October of 2023. Let's dive in. And before I do that, I actually wanted to make sure to invite you guys to reach out to me directly or comment underneath the video if you watch it on YouTube. If you have any questions or anything like that about the real estate market, I've been a realtor for 18 years now, and I'd be more than happy to discuss with you your questions and concerns about buying or selling in the Calgary real estate market. It still is a pretty hot, really crazy market out there. So having an experienced realtor on your side is going to go a long way to helping you get the home that you want if you're buying, or to list and sell the home and get the top price that the market will bear. So having said that, let's dive into the October statistics, and we'll also take a look at the news headlines about what's happening in the Calgary real estate market. And further, we will take a look at some new listings as well and see what's available, because there's not much, as you'll see. So let's just talk really quickly about the statistics package that came out. And if you want a copy of this, I can send you the PDF directly. Just comment or reach out to me. Nonetheless, sales up 17% from October last year. New listings are also up, which is a good thing. Inventory, though, is down by 18%. So again, the numbers just kind of make sense. If sales are up by 17% over last year, even though the listings are up over last year, the total inventory is down by 18% compared to last year and at this time last year. And the months of supply, 1.47 months of supply. So again, that's probably the most important number that you need to know if you're a buyer or seller, is what type of market are we in? How many months of supply? And again, that means if we stopped listing property, then what we would see is we would have 1.47 months at the current rate of sales before everything was sold, and there was literally zero supply. So that's how you determine the market. Up to about 2.5 months of supply is a seller's market. So we've still got a full percentage point worth of supply to go before you could say it was a balanced market, as we transitioned from a balanced to a seller's market. So 2.5 months to about 5 months even is a balanced market. Some might argue that number, maybe they'd say 4 months. Somewhere in that range is sort of a balanced market where prices aren't really going up or down. And then over, let's say, 4 to 5 months of inventory is a buyer's market, where the prices are definitely going down because there's more supply than there is demand. Obviously, the reason for this is because there's much more demand than there is supply. Average price of detached homes in Calgary, almost 700,000 for the average detached, the average semi-detached 628, the total residential benchmark price 571. So that's including all property types. Just detached, we're at almost 700,000 for a detached house. And yes, that sounds like a lot, but keep in mind, it's actually right where it should be. If you look at the market over the last 10 years, I talked about this in my last video, we've actually only gained, from where the prices were 10 years ago, we've only gained about 3% per year in the price increases. Now let's take a look at the news. So here's just a few headlines when I just Googled Calgary real estate. Here's an interesting one. 100,000 a year is no longer a living wage for a family in Calgary. That's interesting, and that definitely speaks to people who need to get into the market for the first time, and what household income do you need to qualify for the specific type of house that you want to buy. And what this is saying is that 100,000 a year is no longer a living wage for a family in Calgary. I mean, is that really true? How many households in Calgary make over 100,000 combined? The answer is a lot. Probably most of them make over than that combined, but is it no longer a living wage? I mean, yeah, that could be true, I guess. I don't know. Payment shock coming for most Canadians with mortgages, RBC says. So what they're talking about here is the interest rate story. So a lot of people that bought in Toronto and Vancouver, especially in the last couple of years, they bought at these insane peak market prices, very, very high valuations on real estate in Toronto and Vancouver and some other areas in the last couple of years. But just recently, let's say in the last 12 months, it's been coming down as the rates have been going up. And what's going to happen is people that got these mortgages, maybe they took a variable rate mortgage or they took maybe a shorter mortgage, a 3-year term at these very low rates you could have got, say, 3 years ago. And now their mortgages are going to be renewing in 2024, 2025, and so on. And they're going to be renewing at these, somewhere between 5 and 6% when they bought these super expensive homes at 2 or 3%. That's going to make a huge difference to your payment. And a lot of people are not going to be able to afford it. And what they're going to do is list their house. So, is that going to happen in Calgary? And is that going to drive a lot of people to list their home because they can't afford the payment when their mortgage goes to renew at the 5-year mark or whatever? So, if you bought in 2021, that's 2025 or six, depending on again what length of mortgage you took. And in Calgary, I don't think that is going to be the case. I think people can afford to absorb any type of payment shock. And also, from what I'm reading, it's always a bit of a moving target with interest rates in the last 6 or 12 months. It's been very difficult to predict. But what we're seeing now is that rates will be probably a fair bit lower in 2025 and definitely 2026. So people are just going to hold on. They're going to maybe suffer for a year or so. They're going to take another variable mortgage, which would make sense at this point because as time moves forward, the rates will come down. So it makes sense to go with a variable right now because everyone is predicting that the rates will come down. So Airbnb, short-term rentals under scrutiny in Calgary as public opinion consulted. So again, another story about if you're buying a condo and thinking about renting it short-term Airbnb, you might want to think twice about that strategy if you're going to use it as a business and buy a property as an investment to rent it on Airbnb to make money, simply because they might be banned or have certain other restrictions placed on them in Calgary, and that's happening in BC as well and Toronto, where Airbnb condos that people have purchased these regular condos that were meant for people to live in, they take them out of the rental market and do put them into the long-term rental market and put them in the short-term rental market, which doesn't help the local housing shortage and crisis that is across Canada. We have a shortage of new construction housing. They just can't build enough homes. They're never, by the way, ever going to hit any targets that Trudeau is talking about or anyone's talking about. They'll never hit any of those targets. So don't vote based on that and thinking that that's going to lead to lower house prices. That will never happen. They'll never build enough houses to increase the supply so much that the prices went down. Number two, politicians would never do that anyways, because if prices go down, if they force construction to increase the house supply, which therefore brings house prices down because of supply and demand, the people whose house price was affected negatively will never vote for those politicians. So they're never going to do it. You guys don't believe anything politicians say about lowering house prices by increasing supply and all this stuff. It's absolute BS. And let's see here. More homes should be the solution to Canada's housing shortage, but some argue the opposite. And yeah, it's just never going to happen. With the number of immigration that was just announced actually by the current federal government, it's never going to happen. They'll never build enough houses to house all those people and keep the supply and demand balanced, and therefore the prices will just continue to rise until we get some balance back in the housing market, which is just I can't see any reason why or when that would happen. So that's interesting. That's what's happening in that regard. Now let's take a look at houses and let's just see what is on the market. So these are all the new listings in Calgary, 478, relatively new listings within the last week is what this is. And let's just organize these alphabetically by neighborhood. So I've done that. So Alpine Park in the deep southwest, we've got a couple detached homes there, or these are probably actually attached for that price. This one's probably a detached house. Um, and so on and so forth. Lots of listings coming up all around Mackenzie Town. We've got some new listings here. Millrise, Midnapore, Montgomery, Pembroke, Ranchlands. Let's see, Southwood, Somerset. Lots of new listings here, guys. So even though the market is tight, there's a ton of inventory coming on. Of course, it's getting sold equally as fast, and that makes a lot of sense in this market. But geez, look at this. There's just a ton of new listings here in the last week, and clearly it just depends on what type of property you're looking for. Let's organize these by price instead of by community. Let's go into the 400-ish price point. So let's just take a look here, for example, 956 Nolan Hill Boulevard, and that is uh, a townhouse for 479. So a townhouse that's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, townhouse that's 1,300 square feet in Nolan Hill in the northwest, with a double attached garage for 479. Those are going for now up there. Nice low condo fee on this, 284. Guys, reach out to me if you're looking for a nice new townhouse. But man, can you believe that price? Almost half a mil for a townhouse up in Nolan Hill. That is pretty incredible. A year ago, it would have been 100 grand less probably. So that is a massive difference. And you guys, again, if you're waiting on the sidelines for prices to come down or interest rates, don't do that. Jump into the market ASAP because, yes, interest rates will go down over the next several years, but you can take a variable rate to benefit you from that or take a shorter term, take a 2 or a 3 year term instead of a 5 year term. And just remember, guys, you marry the property, you date the rate. That's a saying in the real estate industry. So you marry the property, you date the rate. The rate is always going to be changing on you. The property you'll be in for 5, 10, 15 years. Some people, a little longer than that. It's rare. Most people in Alberta, I believe, move on average about every 7 years. Um, so over even 7 years, you could have your interest rate change several times depending on the type of term that you took. Anyway, that's a nice townhouse in Nolan Hill. Let's go back and see what else we've got in the 400 range. Um, Huntington, this may be a detached. Let's see. Yeah, a little detached house in Huntington Hills up in the northeast, kind of the north quadrant west of Deerfoot Trail. 3 bedrooms with a walkout basement, 480. 480 for this thing, built in the 1980s, I would imagine. Looks like they've done a little bit of work to the property. Nice enough for a starter home, older cabinets. I don't even think those are the original cabinets either. They were probably replaced already once in the 90s or something, it looks like. And anyways, they've done some other stuff. Backyard. Wow, no garage for just under half a mil. Again, just goes to show you guys the prices for Calgary detached homes are really starting to creep up. But again, that's all relative. Here's the walkout basement. That's all relative to what you're used to. If you're coming here from Ontario, this house is like you can't even get a 1 bedroom condo in Toronto for the price you can buy this house for in Calgary, right? Most people would say not the best neighborhood. It's not a bad neighborhood. It's just not the best neighborhood. Very 1990 it was built, 1990s-ish. Anyway, let's go back. Let's look at a few more just to kind of see what's going on in the Calgary market. By the way, this system that I'm using here is the Realtor side of the MLS. This is the software that we use when we get a listing to load the listing into. And of course, this is what realtors use to search the market. I mean, I don't even use my own public-facing website. But thousands of people out there in the public do. If you want to use my website, by the way, it's every Calgary real estate listing.com. And we actually have every listing in all of Alberta. But I wanted to make it very clear. We've got every listing in Calgary on my website from every company, every realtor. So don't worry about it. You're not missing anything. Also, my website is one of the very few, or the only one that I know of personally, but there's some others in other areas, that actually show you if the sellers accepted an offer on their property or not. If you use realtor.ca or most other realtors' websites, it doesn't actually show you on the status of the listing. It just says active when the sellers actually already accepted an offer. On my website, if that's the case, the seller's already accepted an offer and it's in that, that kind of 2 week conditional period where it's conditionally sold, the buyer's doing their due diligence, doing their home inspection and their financing. On my website, if they've accepted an offer, it'll say pending under the status. And then, not to, inquire about that listing because basically it's sold. More than likely, the deal will go through. So let's take a look at some other neighborhoods here. Let's go Legacy. What can you get for 539 in Legacy? Semi-detached, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, 5 days on market, 539. Probably going to sell pretty quickly here. 1,500 square foot home. And actually, let me just check really quick. It's got an unfinished basement and um, off-street parking, meaning the owners have not built a garage. If we take a look, go scroll the pictures backwards. Yeah, wow, they don't even really have a yard. Incredible. Once again, just the concrete. I think the outline, or maybe not even the outline, is, but I don't think the pad is even, or yeah, there is no pad. It's the gravel. Sorry, it's a little hard to see. But anyways, wow, 540, no finished basement, no garage, and nice enough house though. I mean, everything's relatively new. You got the nice white kitchen there. Uh, decent little house. I would suggest maybe they decluttered it or whatever for the listing. It could use some splashes of color around, but anyways, won't judge their style. Nice house though. But yeah, look at that price, 539. A year ago would have been 450, probably something like that, 475. So pretty impressive price growth in this type of a neighborhood. Let's take a look at a few more. Let's see here. Mount Pleasant. What do you get in the inner city, Mount Pleasant, Northwest for 589? A house built in 1913. I actually had a house built in 1913 in Mount Pleasant. I bought it in 2006, and not the best experience owning a house that was 100 years old or almost 100 years old when I bought it. And geez, it just leaked air. There was no insulation. The walls were paper thin because that's how they did construction back then. But let's take a look at this one, 1913. Not really the open concept that most people want in an older house like this. The front of the house is sectioned off from the back. Um, yeah, look at the walls and everything. Very, very dated. Um, little, oh, there's like a kitchenette upstairs. Interesting. Okay, so anyways, you're always going to get some wacky stuff going on in a house that's that old. Interesting though, Mount Pleasant, great neighborhood. Awesome neighborhood, kind of central, close to everything. Let's bump up the price here. Let's go. Um, New listings. Let's take a look. Aspen Woods. Aspen Woods. Wow, townhouse for 895 in Aspen Woods. Anyways, guys, there's tons of new listings coming on all the time. Let's actually organize this by apartments and by price here. Look at this, cheap condos in Calgary. Are you looking for a condo? Lots of people are. 155,000 for this brand new listing here. 1 day on market in Applewood. 175 for this one in Cliff Bungalow, 189 for this one in Canyon Meadows. Here, let's take a look at this. Under 200,000 um, in Canyon Meadows, 755 square feet, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, top floor, in-suite laundry. Let's take a peek. Not even 200 grand for this. Guys, you can't get a parking space in Vancouver or Toronto for this price. I'm joking, but not joking. You know what I mean? Like literally, they sell them for an insane amount in some of these high rises in Toronto and Vancouver, the parking spots. But just imagine what people that are, like I said, the part of the issue with the market is there's so many people from Toronto and Vancouver moving here. In Vancouver, a condo like this would be 550 probably or something like that, right? So very, very incredible to see uh, what I would and most people would consider a pretty reasonable price for a 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom condo in a pretty nice neighborhood. Canyon Meadows, right by Fish Creek Park, close to McLeod Trail. relatively close to downtown. Let's take a look at a few more just for fun. I might edit this out and cut this off, so I don't know if you guys will see this or not, but let's take a look at a few more, reasonably priced, let's say, properties under 300. Um, let's see, what do we have here? Uh, Let's go with Copperfield. What do you get in Copperfield these days for 299? Deep Southeast, not a lake community, so you don't pay that lake community premium. A lot of two-bedroom, two-bath condos in Auburn Bay, for example, that are roughly this size, maybe a little bit bigger with underground parking, are selling for 399, right? So get yourself into Copperfield, save yourself 100 grand, make some friends with people in Mahogany or Auburn Bay or Mackenzie Lake, so that you can use the lakes in the deep southeast, and save yourself 100 grand. Get this condo in Copperfield, um, over a similar condo that would be 100 grand more in Auburn Bay. Decent enough place, decent enough. What are the condo fees on this baby? So 398 for these condo fees. They include everything except electricity. Um, nice southeast facing unit, lots of natural light. So again, you kind of want that in a condo, something that faces southeast, south, or southwest, so you get that natural light. Nice little condo. Let's do it again. Let's take a look at one more. Let's see. Let's keep it under 300. Even in Altador, there's a condo here. It's a one bedroom, one bath. Let's see here. Copperfield, Skyview Branch, Livingston, Evergreen. Evergreen. What do you get in Evergreen these days? Okay, I know this building, brand new today, just came on the market today, 299.9, 847 square feet. I believe it's a second floor unit. Looks over views of Fish Creek Park. Let's take a look. So it's got that old school colored kitchen cabinetry, but that's okay. Guys, you can fix this so easy. You can get the countertops sprayed. Like you don't have to go with replacing them with granite. You can get these countertops sprayed by a company that I know. They'll come in. They could do this all probably 500, 700 bucks, including the breakfast bar top here. Um, you put some stools on the other side, use it as a breakfast bar. Anyways, they could do all this, change it to whatever, modern color that you want. You can get the cabinet sprayed again, whatever color you want. Not that expensive. I've done that actually on my own kitchen. Instead of replacing the cabinets, we just sprayed the countertop and the kitchen cabinets and totally refreshed it, made them pretty much good as new in a modern color. So, anyways, nice place, pretty spacious, big bedroom, walk through in the master bedroom, walk through closet into the master ensuite. Secondary bedroom looks like a big bedroom. You can put a full desk in there and still have room for your bed and a few other things. So, oh wow, they've got three bedrooms in this unit, I guess, or is that a den maybe? In-suite laundry, nice big patio, nice place, nice condo, not even 300,000. So there you go. Guys, there's incredible deals out there in Calgary, lots of value. Obviously, if you're looking for a detached house, you're going to be up in these higher price points. Let's go back into the higher price points. Let's see here. What do you get again, let's go back to Legacy. Oh, that's still an attached house in Legacy for 675. Let's go. Oh wow, these are all semi-detached. Semi-detached. Oh, because I'm going alphabetical here. That's why. Let's go detached. Let's see. Cranston. Let's go to Cranston for 725. What do you get in Cranston for 725 for a detached? This is brand new in Cranston. Check this out. Brand new house, 2023. They've virtually staged it here. None of this furniture is actually real. Cool though. Modern, white, stainless steel appliances, open concept floor plan, main floor laundry, big master bedroom. That's nice. So anyway, that's in Cranston. You go through the whole community of Cranston, you got to kind of go to the back. You go down a hill into the river valley, the opposite side of Chaparral Valley, and on the other side of the Bow River. And then you end up in this new section of Cranston where the new construction is. So unfinished basement, 725, brand new house, unfinished basement though. You do get a double attached garage. You get a rough in down here for your bathroom when you finish it. Decent sized backyard, and you do get a deck. Um, that's interesting. 2023. 2023. Where is that? Hmm. I think this house must have burnt down or something, or there's, oh yeah. This is this is so funny. This is a 2023 construction because it's a completely new house on an old foundation. I think there was a fire here, if I recall correctly. There was a fire here. This house had burnt down and they've rebuilt it, updated throughout, creating a like new atmosphere. It is move in ready 2023. That's interesting. Brand new home warranty. I believe this house is rebuilt on an old foundation. I think it's because it burnt down. Uh, wow. All right. Interesting. Anyways, guys, you get the idea. I don't want to go on too long. Lots of listings out there, and reach out to me if you need a realtor to help you buy or sell. Take care.